Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to part four. This morning, we're going to talk about what you can do to cash in on your course. Now, before I get going, I got to tell you something about when you go live, you never know what's going to happen. The leaf blower guy is here, and every week, my dog has to tell the leaf blower guy to go away. So you might hear the leaf blower, you might hear the dog, in addition to hearing me. But that's not why you're here. So let's just get rolling. I have many people have come to me and they've said, you know what? I want to create an online course and I want to generate $1 million in revenue. Now, I believe in having a big goal and being in and holding the vision for that goal. And once you have your goal and you see that vision very clearly of what you want, then you've got to move to, okay, what's the next action that I need to take in order to achieve that goal? So when we look at wanting to generate $1 million in revenue, we got to think about the pricing. Now, I'm going to use an example where someone came to me with this idea of, hey, I want to generate 1 million. And they came up with a price of 297 because they're thinking volume sales. I want to sell a lot of these courses. So I'm going to go out and sell it at 297. Okay. Then the next thing to look at is, well, how many sales do you need to make at that price point? The number is 3,368. Okay. How many people do you need to reach to get to that number? Well, there's this thing called conversion rates, and a conversion rate can be anywhere from 1% to 10%. I looked at all kinds of studies, and these were the numbers that kept coming up pretty consistently. But I will tell you that, like a lot of studies, there can be a bias depending on who put out the study. So let's take a look at, well, what does this conversion rate mean? So at those conversion rates, the total reach, if you're at 2%, you've got to get to 168,400 people. If you get to 5%, then it's 67,360 people. And then 10% is 33,680 people. Some pretty big numbers there. When you're looking at the total reach, then you want to think about, well, what's the size of my list? How many people am I marketing to regularly? What's my reach on social media? And how do I get to those folks? What might you need to spend on running ads? So there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done on creating a really solid marketing and sales campaign. And that all of the mechanics of that's another topic for another day. So this feels pretty daunting to me to get to these numbers. So what I started doing in a lot of my conversations with people is say, I think an online course is a great idea, but I want you to look at it in the context of your total offering and come up with a VIP high ticket offer, because you won't need to sell as many high ticket offers to generate the revenue that you'd like to generate. The other thing that the online course does for you in that context is it saves you a lot of time, because you can take all of the information that you say over and over and over again, pull that out, put it into the online course. So when you work with people, whether you're a coach or a consultant, you can be at a deeper level more quickly. So let's take a look at what a conversion rate and how it would all pan out here. So now, if my offer is priced at 10,000 for my high ticket, and with some of the high ticket offers today, that might be on the lower end of the high tickets, but let's just use this number because it's easier math than the other number that I had. So, excuse me. So in this instance, the total sales need to be at 100. Seems a little bit more realistic. And my total reach, if we use the same numbers, it's anywhere from 5,000 at 2% to 1,000 at 10%. So getting to the right number of qualified people to get you to that number. So that's really looking at what you can do in the B2C market. And I encourage you to think about what can you do to sell high ticket offers, because you don't need to sell as many to get to the number that you want. But there's another angle that you can take, which is going into the B2B or the corporate market. Companies are looking for topics around leadership, sales, communication, And there's often pretty good budgets where they're doing wellness types of programs for their employees. And there's a whole range of topics there dealing with your physical health to your financial health and everything in between. So let's look at what that might be. So in this instance, you're going into the company, and we could use that same 297 number and go, okay, well, how many participants can we bring into it? So if there's 100, then your sales are going to be at 29,000, almost 30,000. If you have 500 people that you set up in a license, then you're getting close to 150. If you get to 1,000 people, then you're getting close to 300,000. So you're working on one sale to a larger entity. It may take a longer time to close that sale, but again, you don't need to have as many, and you're setting up a license that will automatically renew, and it's an inroad into a corporation. So the online course is one piece of your puzzle when you're bringing your offers into a corporation. Look at what else can you do to create a bundled service or services. So the online course is the one puzzle piece, but do you have a keynote speech that you can deliver and sell books with that speech? Speakers have been doing that for quite some time. And from there, what type of workshops can you offer? What type of coaching and consulting can you do? Can you create a program on a particular topic that is going to use a cohort model where people will start out in a workshop, and then you'll facilitate a whole series of sessions over a particular period of time? So you can see there's more opportunity if you step back and you move away from thinking about high volume, low ticket to a high ticket sale, or going into a corporation, licensing your content and offering bundled services. So that's where I think the cash is in the course. Thank you so much. I would like to share with you, I've got a little freebie that you can download that's called 8 Easy Steps to Create Training That Sells. So go ahead, scan that QR code. And if you'd like to talk further, just send me a direct message and I'll be happy to set up a time. Thank you again.